is the most flattering way to transition to natural silver. The beginning stages of growing out your hair to fully transition to gray can feel awkward. Oftentimes, there's a harsh root line to begin with, and not everyone has a consistent gray pattern. But there is one super helpful solution. Gray blending is one of the most flattering ways to subtly transition to your natural silver locks. And we got all the details on the process from celebrity colorist and hair color educator, Amelia Fugit. Fugit is the owner of Process in Marietta, Georgia, and she's worked with stars like Hillary Burton on their gray hair journeys. Burton detailed her gray blending experience with Fugit, writing on Ins. S. Tagram. This is just a love letter to my colorist at Amelia Hair Makeup. She has meticulously gone through every hair on my head, placing light bits where they should go and dark where it still insists on growing. She's a perfectionist and a really talented artist. This is the first time I really feel like myself. No roots to cover. No feeling phony when I pass a mirror. Starting this hair journey isn't just for the A-listers. Anyone can do it. As Fugit tells Parade, it is officially a trend to stop fully erasing grays. Embracing, enhancing, diffusing, and blending gray hair is the new trend we are seeing behind the chair and on the red carpet. She reveals everything you need to know about gray blending for dark hair, common mistakes to avoid, the typical cost for this technique, and more. Related. 12 Best 2025 Hairstyles for Women Over 50, according to a celebrity stylist. What is gray blending exactly? According to Fugit, gray blending is a hair color technique that can enhance or diffuse gray hairs for a lower maintenance, softer, more natural result with no harsh line of demarcation. This process can be done a few ways. Fugit says you can use demi-permanent hair color, which is longer lasting than semi-permanent color but still fades with multiple washes over time. Of this process, Fugit says, the color will fade as your roots grow in, so you won't have the stark contrast line that permanent color creates. Another option is to use what Fugit calls foil work, which you'd recognize if you've ever gotten traditional highlights. Utilizing foil work is what I recommend for someone who is ready to embrace their silver strands roots to ends and has no previous color history. She explains the toner used following the foil work is key to creating natural-looking grays. And then there are color corrections for clients with previous permanent hair color, a high percentage of grays, and want those grays to now live throughout their hair and fully embrace them, Fugit says. Adding, this service takes the most time, product, money, and trust in the process. Related. 7. How much does gray blending cost? Fugit explains that the total cost of gray blending varies depending on the salon location and stylist expertise, as well as the length, density, and previous color history of the client's hair. In her area of Georgia, Fugit says it's common to see demi-permanent gray blending starting around $85. Foil work can start at $150 for face framing pieces or $350 for full foil work. And for a complete color correction, she says it's common for stylists to charge an hourly or daily rate. This service is definitely an investment because it requires a skilled stylist and a lot of time and product, she tells Parade. Expect to spend your day at the salon and pay $1,000 plus. She adds that she recommends researching the stylist ahead of time to get a sense of their work. And of color corrections, Fugit explains, although this is a costly experience, once completed, the only maintenance will be an occasional toner if desired or using an occasional purple shampoo at home to keep the cool-toned, silvery look. What's the difference between gray blending and highlights? Gray blending that is done by using foils is a more customized service than traditional highlights because you are following the natural pattern of grays at the roots, Fugit says. She adds that this makes the gray hairs appear more seamlessly integrated into your overall color, therefore creating a lower maintenance look. Traditional highlights or permanent color will both create a harsher contrast with the new growth and need more frequent touch-ups, she continues. This is why Fugit likes using demi-permanent dye. It's lower maintenance because it is all about how the grays blend out as they come in, she says. Related. Is it bad to pluck gray hair? When should you start gray blending your hair? If you're tired of frequent root touch-ups and harsh grow-out lines, then it is a great time to start using a gray blending technique to transition into a lower maintenance routine, Fugit says. Or if your gray hairs have just started coming in, gray blending at this stage will create a super soft transition that looks intentional and beautiful. Related. 7 Best Hair Colors for Women Over 50, according to a celebrity stylist. Gray blending for dark hair, 2 best tips. According to Fugit, gray blending can be slightly trickier for people with dark hair because the follicle requires more levels of lift during the coloring process. Dark hair will lift through stages of reds, oranges, 1. use a demi-permanent dye. It's a similar application process as using a permanent color, just without the harsh results and commitment, Fugit says of this type of dye. So if you've been touching up your grays at home with a permanent color, all you have to do is switch to demi-permanent to begin your journey of gray blending at home. She adds, it's more translucent than permanent, which creates the softer grow out. 2. Try a color correction. If your hair is already dyed darker, it requires a little more work. Now you are not only exposing melanin, but pigment from the color as well. So achieving a pale yellow lift becomes very difficult, she warns. This is when you have fully entered the color correction territory. Done by a stylist. Fugit says this process includes a color remover, a full bleach, a full head of highlights and lowlights, as well as a toner. She says the color is meticulously applied, following the natural pattern of salt and pepper at your root, literally weaving out strand by strand for a seamless match. Related, here's what happens to your body when you don't wash your hair. 6 common gray blending mistakes. 1. Using warm tone formulas. Avoid warmer tone color formulas that will clash with the grays and create a less natural look, Fugit says when doing your hair at home with demi-permanent dye. Related, 7 best low-maintenance haircuts for women over 50, according to celebrity stylists. 2. Trying foil work at home. I do not recommend clients do foil work on their hair at home, as these results can be unpredictable or lead to damaged hair and costly color corrections, Fugit says. Stick to demi-permanent dyes if you're doing a DIY approach. 3. Using too much heat. Fugit says that the less heat, the better when it comes to maintaining your gray blending. Turn all of your tools down to low heat protectant, she says, adding that even hot showers can fade hair faster. 4. Overwashing. Because demi-permanent dye is designed to fade over time, you should avoid washing too much and fading the color too quickly. Use a color-safe shampoo and conditioner that gives your hair hydration, Fugit says. Occasionally use a professional-grade purple shampoo, as needed to maintain the tone. Related, 7 best short haircuts for women over 60, according to a celebrity stylist. 5. Using certain types of water. If your home has hard water, Fugit recommends getting a filtered shower head. Otherwise, the minerals will deposit onto your hair and create a brassy hue. Similarly, she says pools and ocean water can give your hair a warmer tone. If you want to take a dip, Fugit suggests pre-wetting your hair with tap water, combing through a leave-in conditioner or serum, and putting your hair up to minimize damage. 6. Experiencing sun exposure. Sunshine and UV exposure can also fade tone, so shade and hats are your friend, Fugit tells Parade. However, if you do run into issues, she says you can schedule a toner refresh with your stylist to fix any problems.